All right, tool belts ready. We're diving deep into furniture assembly. But heads up, this isn't your grandma's IKEA nightstand. Think precision, problem solving, even some artistry.
Oh, yeah. More than brute strength, for sure. Imagine putting together like a delicate antique or something.
Exactly. And to guide our deep dive, we've got RoleCatcher's career and interview guides.
Hmm.
Honestly, this stuff's amazing.
Definitely going beyond the surface here.
Okay, let's get down to business. Interview questions. RoleCatcher lists 9 common ones and, well, we're going to break them down for you. Give you the inside scoop on how to not just answer, but really impress.
Exactly. Make you unforgettable.
First up, describe your experience with furniture assembly. It sounds pretty straightforward, right?
You'd think so. But they want to see your passion, how much you get the process, you know? Don't just list what you've built, tell a story. Remember that antique you tackled, the one with all the crazy carvings? Walk them through it, the tools, the steps, how you figured out those angles.
Ooh, like that time I wrestled with a vintage rocking chair. More screws than a hardware store.
Exactly. And be ready for follow-ups. They might ask about the toughest part of that assembly or what you learned from it. Specifics, specifics, specifics.
Gotcha. So, showing them we can solve problems. Love it. Next question. How do you ensure that the furniture you assemble meets quality standards? I'm sensing a theme here. Meticulousness.
Big time. They want a system, a process. Don't just say, I make sure it looks good.
Right.
Talk about checking those measurements twice, looking for any defects before you even begin.
So like those dowel joints, got to be perfect.
Yeah.
Or making sure the veneer's not messed up from shipping.
Yeah. Concrete stuff. I always make sure screws are tight, but not too tight when we want to damage the wood. Or I'm all about lining things up perfectly so the finish is seamless.
Okay, imagine this. You're mid-assembly, and boom, something's missing or broken. They hit you with, what do? Graceful handling is key, I'm guessing.
This is where you gotta shine. Stay calm, first off. Then explain how you double-check the parts against the instructions. Communication is key here. Who would you call? How would you record the problem?
And maybe have a story about a time you totally saved the day in a similar situation. Resourcefulness under pressure. Gotta love it.
Oh, speaking of pressure, question 3 dives right in. How do you handle a difficult assembly project?
Ooh, testing our problem-solving skills, huh? Time for the big brain moves.
Exactly. Think of a project that really pushed you. Was it the design, the instructions, not having the right tools? Break it down. How'd you figure out the problem? Get the info you needed. Find a solution.
Right.
Again, a good story makes it stick.
Like that time I had to decipher instructions written in, I don't even know what language. Thank goodness for diagrams, they're universal.
Yeah.
They might even ask, what was the most creative solution you came up with? Be ready to wow them.
All right, let's switch gears a bit. Question 4. How do you handle customer complaints or concerns related to furniture assembly?
The people skills come into play. Gotta be the furniture whisperer, calming those assembly anxieties.
It's all about professionalism and empathy. Hear them out, listen carefully, then explain how you'd fix the problem.
And again, a real example of turning that customer frown upside down, pure gold.
Yeah.
Maybe even talk about how you de-escalate a tense situation.
You're on a roll. You know, it's interesting. In these first 4 questions alone, we've hit on some major points from the RoleCatcher Career Guide. Attention to detail, problem solving, how you work with customers.
Whoa, good point. It's all connected, huh?
It is.
So speaking of skills, question 5 brings us to the workshop. Describe your experience with power tools.
Time to show off your tool knowledge. Details matter. Don't just say, I've used power tools. Name them drills, saws, sanders, the whole 9 yards, and mention projects where you use them well.
So instead of, I'm good with a drill, it's more like, I built this awesome custom pip valve using a plunge router and biscuit joiner.
You got it. And be ready to talk safety procedures too. They'll probably ask about that.
Safety first, always. Now, question 6, we're talking time management. How do you manage your time when assembling furniture for multiple clients? Organization is key here, right?
Absolutely. Tell them about your system, calendars, to-do lists, whatever you use. And like always, real examples will make you stand out.
So instead of just saying, I'm organized, we should paint a picture. Like, I use a color-coded system to track each client's project and deadline.
Exactly. And be ready. They might ask about juggling multiple projects under tight deadlines. How'd you make sure everything got done on time? Got to show them you can handle the heat.
Okay, question 7 coming up, and this one feels like they're testing our foresight. How do you ensure that you have all the necessary tools and equipment for an assembly project?
Preparation is key. And resourcefulness. Think of it like a chef, right? Got to check their mise en place before the dinner rush.
Yeah, makes sense.
You review the instructions, the blueprints, whatever you got. Figure out all the tools and materials you need before you even start.
So being proactive,
Good.
organized, I'm picturing a checklist.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even like a tool inventory system.
Yeah, that's good.
And it wouldn't hurt to mention, that we're comfortable getting any missing items right.
Absolutely. Shows you're a problem solver, not a problem maker. They might even throw a curveball. Like, what if you showed up and realized you were missing a crucial tool?
Oh, good one. Okay,
Yep.
Deep breaths. I guess we would assess the situation, see if there's another tool that would work, maybe call a colleague for a quick assist. The point is, don't panic, right? Find a solution.
Okay, question 8. This one's a bit, nobody likes to talk about it. How do you handle a situation where a piece of furniture is damaged during assembly?
Oh, yeah, this one's tough. Honesty, accountability, those gotta be important here.
Definitely.
Can't just hide the evidence.
Yep. Transparency. You acknowledge the damage, explain what happened and how you'd fix it. And the whole time, keep that customer happy. That's got to be a priority.
So, no blame game. More like, hey, I noticed a little scratch on this tabletop. Here's how I'm going to make it right so it meets your expectations.
There you go. Having a real example, a time you fixed a similar problem, that can really make a difference. They might even ask, have you ever messed up during assembly? What did you do?
Owning our mistakes.
Exactly. Show how you learned from them.
Powerful stuff. All right, last question, the grand finale. Question 9. How do you ensure that you are meeting the client's expectations for furniture assembly? Feels like this wraps up everything we've talked about.
It does. It's all about communication, details, problem solving, customer service. Start by talking about good communication, like all the way through, confirming what they want, making sure the instructions are clear, giving them updates on how it's going. All of that matters.
It's like conducting an orchestra, right? Making sure every note's perfect.
Yes. And don't forget to mention your dedication to quality. You double check your work, make sure the final product's what they wanted, and you're always open to feedback.
They might even ask about a time we went above and beyond for a client, or what we'd do if they weren't happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, good examples. Now, before we move on, let's circle back to the RoleCatcher Career Guide for a sec. There's this interesting section on pros and cons of being a furniture assembler. On the plus side, it's hands-on, you get to be creative, often work on your own, but it can be physically demanding, and let's be honest, sometimes the tasks are repetitive.
Right. No job is perfect. Gotta weigh those pros and cons, see if it really fits our long-term goals.
And speaking of long-term goals, the guide also talks about different career stages. You could move up to supervisor, specialize in, I don't know, maybe antiques or something, even get into design or manufacturing.
Whoa, so there's room to grow, specialize. That's encouraging.
It is.
But how do we actually, make those dreams a reality?
Well, the guide emphasizes continuous learning. Got to stay on top of trends, learn new techniques, build a portfolio. It's all about investing in yourself.
So even if we're starting at entry level, we can still move up if we work hard and keep learning. Love that. It's not just a job, it's a potential career.
Now, want a little extra help with your job search? Let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI. It's like having a career coach and a personal assistant all rolled into one.
AI for furniture assembly. You've got my attention. Tell me more.
So, picture this. You're working on your resume and cover letter, and RoleCatcher's AI jumps in. It tweaks those documents to fit each job you apply for.
Great.
Like a secret code, translating your skills for those hiring algorithms.
So instead of sending out the same thing everywhere, we're targeting each application.
Exactly. But the AI magic doesn't stop there. Remember all those interview questions we just talked about? You can type in your answers, practice, and the AI gives you feedback. How clear is it? How concise? Does it fit the job?
It's like a mock interview, but with a robot expert. Plus, a free RoleCatcher account gives you access to tons of interview questions and career guides.
Exactly. A whole career resource center right there on your phone. So now it comes down to you. Where do you see yourself in this field in 5 years?
That's the exciting part, right? Leading a team.
Yeah.
Becoming the antique restoration guru. Maybe even designing our own furniture line. The possibilities.
I love it. Once you've got that vision, start building towards it. Remember, keep learning, network, show off those skills. That's how you unlock your potential in this field.
So to our listener, we've gone through it all. Interview prep, inside and out. We tackled the tough questions, looked at career paths, even explored the power of AI. What's the one message we want them to take away as they start on this journey?
Go out there and ace those interviews.
Yeah, for sure. I feel way more prepared now, thanks to this deep dive. But before we wrap up, I have one more question that's been kind of bugging me.
Okay, shoot.
So we talked about all the skills, right? Technical stuff, problem solving, how to work with customers. But what about the mindset? Like, what does it really take to be a great furniture assembler? What makes someone stand out in this field?
You know, that's a great question. It's about more than just the skills. It's that passion, that drive to get it perfect. Every little detail. You got to take pride in what you do, even if most people never even see it.
It's like not just assembling furniture, but assembling excellence.
Exactly. And it's about embracing the challenges, like when a piece just won't fit or those instructions make no sense. That's where the problem solving comes in. That's what separates the good from the great.
I love that. It's like we're not just building furniture, we're building resilience, a reputation for quality.
Absolutely. And never forget about learning, always learning. The furniture world's always changing. New materials, techniques, designs. The best assemblers are always trying to learn more, stay ahead of the curve.
Always adding tools to our mental toolbox. I like
Yeah.
that. Ready for anything.
Exactly. And remember, it all starts with that interview. Go out there, show them your passion, your skills, show them you're dedicated to the craft. With the right prep and the right mindset, you'll be on your way to a great career.
So to our listeners, we've taken you on quite a journey here. From those first interview jitters, all the way to, hopefully, a vision of success in this field. We've covered those tough questions, looked at career paths, even tapped into the power of AI.
Yeah, you got this. Go build something amazing.
That's it for us. Until next time, happy assembling.